Hello everyone, welcome back to the next session of multimedia system. Let us continue our discussion with respect to the topic graphics and images, video technology, computer based animation. We were mainly concentrating on the topic of graphics and images. In the previous session, we had already discussed about a few basic introductory elements with respect to graphics. What is graphics, what are images, how graphics are composed, what are the different objects and the attributes that are associated with the graphics, that is the color, line structure, and also the circles, and also various attributes that form that the objects to be identified as a graphic, we have seen. And also we had discussed with respect to the capturing of real world objects or images and producing it on a other end. We have seen that. So let us continue our discussion with respect to the image formats. So when we talk about the image formats, the literature describes many different image formats and they are distinguishable from one another, normally between the image capturing and also image storage formats. These are the two basic parameters that we are able to distinguish the images. One is the image capturing and the image storage. So these two are said to be the distinguishable parameters with which most of the image formats are classified. Let us go with discussion with respect to what are the different image formats. So let us moving into the formats. First one is, let us know what is image capturing format itself. So when we talk about image capturing format, the format of an image is defined mainly by two parameters. One is the spatial resolution and second one is the color coding. So these are the two main parameters on which the image format is lying upon. So it is measured in the bits per pixel. So what is the spatial resolution? The resolution is measured in bits per pixel, and color encoding is also measured with respect to the bits per pixel. The value of both parameters depends on the hardware and the software. Now, when we talk about the spatial resolution and the color encoding, these two values we get mainly depending upon the parameters or the hardware component and the software component that we make use of it for inputting and the outputting of the images. So based on these two components, the parameters, the spatial resolution and the color encoding is defined. This is about the image capturing format. Second one is image storage format. So when we talk about the image storage format, to store an image, the image is represented in 2D matrix. We have seen that, in which each value corresponds to the data associated with one image pixel. So each data that is either 0 or 1 is a data that is associated with one image pixel. When we talk about the bitmaps, Each values are binary numbers. We have represented it either 0 or 1. In color images, these values can be one of the following. See, it is very clear. If you want to represent the black and white, 0 or 1 is sufficient. Okay, but how do we represent the color? So when you talk about the color representation, it comes into the four below aforesaid categories. First one, three numbers are normally specifying are used to identify or specify the intensities of red, green or a blue component. So three values might be used, whereas here it is only one with respect to the gray scale or a black and white images, either black or the white color, very easy representation. Whereas when we talk about the color, three components for RGB. And next thing is three numbers representing the references to a table that combines the RGB intensities. So there would be three values or a number that is representing a table value in which it would be associated with the intensities of RGB color. And also there might be a number, a single number that is acting as a reference point of a table that contain color triplets. Means a single number might be used as a reference point to that table which is associated with the three number values, or sometimes an indexing might also be used. This is about the image storage format. Next is the Postscript. So Postscript is a fully fledged programming language optimized for printing graphics and text, whether it might be on a paper, it might be on a film, or even it might be a representation with respect to a CRT monitor. So scripting or a Postscript is a fully fledged programming languages for representing. It was introduced by Adobe. This is very important. In 1985 itself. The main purpose of the Postscript was to provide convenient language in which to describe image in a device independent manner. This is very important. So here what we do here it is very much supportive in order to represent the images in a convenient way where the images are very much free or not directly proportional with respect to the parameters. So each independent devices can accommodate the format. This is the main purpose that was Adobe introduced the Postscript. And when you talk about the device independent, which means the description or described without reference of any specific device features. So every devices were feasible in using the Postscript image format. Postscript was developed in different levels. So when we talk about the levels, it was level 1, level 2 and level 3. So these are the three levels of Postscript generation. Next one, the fourth one is graphics interchange format. So in short, it is referred to as GIF images. So what are these GIF images? These GIF images were developed by Computer Information Service. Computer Information Service in 1987. So just after 2 years with respect to the Postscript, this image format was done. It has three variations of GIF format. Usually we talk of only one GIF format. There are three variations. The first one is the GIF 87A. What is this GIF 87A? This is said to be the original specification, which became the de facto standard because of its many advantages over the other existing formats. And the creators of drawing the programs quickly discovered how easy it was to write a program that describe and display the GIF images. That's why it was very popular. The GIF images are compressed to 20 to 25%. This is important. 20 to 25% it was compressed when compared to the original size of a image. That too, no loss of image quality was done, or no loss of image was achieved. Means purely without any loss, we were able to compress the GIF images and for the range of 20 to 25% using a method called LZW. It is an algorithm. LZW method was used, and the next standard that was associated or updated version was referred to as GIF 89A. It was 87, here it was GIF 89A. When we talk about GIF 89A, it added some features including transparent GIFs. Earlier the image was opaque. Okay, now we were able to have objects and the background and other things was able to make up a transparent. That was the update that we can see in the GIF 89A. Unlike the original GIF specification, which supported only 256 colors, the next GIF format is said to be GIF 24. GIF 24. What is this GIF 24? This updated supports true 24-bit colors. This is very important. Earlier we had limitations with respect to color representation. Now we are able to overcome those color limitation with true 24 bits of colors, which GIF 24. That's why it was referred to as GIF 24 format itself, and the users were enabled to make more number of colors with a combination, that is 16 million colors were able to possible. The only drawback of using that GIF 24-bit color is that before 24-bit image can be displayed on a 8-bit screen, it needs to be deterred, and which requires processing time and may also distort the images. So this was the only problem that encountered with the GIF, and GIF 24 uses the compression technique called PNG. So this was about the GIF. The next format is the tiff. The fifth one is said to be TIFF. Tagged image file format. So what is this? This tagged image file format was designed by Adless Corporation. Adless Corporation. So this is the corporation which, in association with Microsoft, designed the new format called TIFF during the year 1987 itself. Okay, and this was the boom at that period of time with respect to image format. So that allowed the portability and the hardware independence of image encoding. So different hardwares were able to achieve this image encoding format with respect to portability was done, and this was the main feature. It became the de facto standards so that everyone started using this. It can save images in almost infinite number of variations. So these images can be varied and it can be stored with various formats that are associated. So as a result, no available image application can claim to support all TIFF or TIFF file variation, because there are n number of variations with respect to TIFF images itself. So it supports large number of variations. When we talk about this, the TIFF document consists of two main components. One is the baseline that describes the properties that should display in the program. The second one is the extension that is used to define the properties. I said TIFF images support lot of variation. this lot of variation is achieved by these two main components. First one, that is a baseline that describes the properties itself, and second one is the various extensions that are associated with the TIFF images that can use CMYK color models. So we know about what is the YMK, YUV, RGB and all these things. So different color models can be associated with that. And when we talk about TIFF, it supports broad range of compression methods. So almost all kinds of compression is supported by the TIFF image format. If you take the run length, it is supported. LZW, it is supported. FAX group 3, it is supported. Group 4, it is supported. JPEG, it is supported. This is the beauty of the TIFF images. In addition, various encoding methods including Huffman encoding can be used to reduce the image size also. TIFF differ from other images formats in its generic. This is the key point. When you talk about in general, TIFF image formats can be used to encode graphical context in different ways. This is about the TIFF images. Then we have X11 and X11 bitmap. We call it as bitmap. In short, we refer as XBM. And X11 pixem, PBM. So two format, that is XPM and XBM. So what is this XBM done? So XBM bitmap, X11 bitmap is represented in short as XBM. It's a graphic format because both are graphic formats that are used mainly in Unix. You might be knowing. So image formats are mainly, this kind of image formats are used in Unix operating system for the icons, or it might be for background images. These formats allow the definition of monochrome. When I talk about monochrome, single color, it is this. When I talk about the color, it is the XPM. So the both images are there. One is for monochrome and one other one is for color XPM. These images are programmed inside the code. So they make a coding with respect to images, how they need to be displayed. So these two formats use no compression of image storage. So they don't refer or they don't ever make use of any kind of compression for storing these kind of X11, XBM or XPM image format. When I talk about the monochrome XPM format, the pixels of each images are encoded and rated with a list of bytes in a table, in that to a C programming language. In addition to that, the definitions of the dimensions and other formats are also associated. So it is very clear, neither XBM nor XPM images are compressed for storing. So both of them never use any kind of compression. This means that the representation by 8-bit ASCII value generates always same data value. Means when we take up the images, the original image is generated. There is no loss. Both formats allow encoding of only 256 color or a gray level. So it supports only 256 colors or a gray levels. This was about the X11 format. Next we will go with the PBMS. We call it as PBM plus. What is this PBM? Which is referred to as portable bitmap plus. So this kind of image is a software package. It is not just a format, it's a package. What kind of package? It is a software package. So this software package that allows conversion of images between various image formats and their script based modification. This is the important feature. Okay, that's why we use the word called plus. it can be converted, or a conversion of the images is very much possible between the various image formats and either the script based condition or a modification. When we talk about the PBM Plus, it includes 4 different major formats. One is the PBM. I'll write here. PBM, it is defined as portable bitmap. This is for the binary images. When I talk about binary, it's only zeros and 1. Next is portable gray map, which is referred as PGM. We call it as portable gray map. So where this is associated with the gray value images, the format of this image is referred to the gray value images. Then is PPM. It is called the portable pix map. A true color format of independent manipulation of images is been associated with that. And finally, we have PNM. P, N and M, and this is called portable any map for images. So these are the 4 main versions or different kinds of PBM plus, portable bitmap plus images. So these formats support both text and binary encoding. So as I earlier said, it is a software package, okay, which contains the conversion tool. This is very important. How do we able to convert these images into different versions? It is because there exists in the software package a tool. Various tools are associated with this package. With these tools, for internal graphic formats and other formats, we make use of it that offers free and flexible conversion options among these. The contents of PBM Plus are as follows. When I talk about these, what are those it contains? A magic number identification of file system is being used, file type, because so each file system is represented by a particular number. When we talk about PBM, it is represented by 1. This is called a magic number identification. If 1 is there, it is PBM system. Suppose if 2 is there, it is PGM. If 3 number is there, it is PPM. If the number is 4, then it is PNM format. This is how the different formats of bitmap plus is represented with respect to variation. Blanks, tabs, caret returns and line feeds are also very much usefully represented with the images. When I talk about decimal ASCII characters that define the line or the image width, we use the decimal ASCII characters to define the image width. In the similar way, decimal ASCII characters are also used to define the height. Now it is very clear the width and height is also used with the ASCII decimal characters. So when we talk about the last feature, that is the ASCII numbers plus blanks that specify the maximum number of values of a color component and additional color information can also be represented in the BMP plus. So one more thing is the filter tools are used to manipulate internal image format. So as I said, it has tools. One more important feature here is the filter tools that can manipulate the various internal image format from one to another. And when we talk about the manipulation, these functions offered by these tools include, what are the functions that we can offer? Do up here. It might be color reduction, quantization, analysis of color value, modification of contrast, brightness and chrominance, and cutting of images, pasting of images, merging of several images, changing the size of images, generating textures and fractal background are the different kinds of functionalities that are provided with these tools. That's why this BMP Plus is very much helpful in a default format. And finally, when we talk about the 8th one is BMP. It is called bitmap. When we talk about this BMP, BAP files are device independent files. Okay, most frequently used in Windows system, means these images are very much specific to the devices. That's why you might have seen many times the Windows based images will not be opened by other image formats because they are in BMP file format. The BMP file format is based on RGB color model. BMP does not compress the original image. That's why there is no loss or a difference in the quality of the image. The BMP file defines header in the data region. These are the two things. It also defines the header, what is the type, and also different type of data that are associated to it. When I talk about header region, bitmap info contains information about the size. That is in header. What would be there? In header, it would be both the size information, color information, depth information, color table information, and the different compression that might be used. All these information will be present in the header file. When it comes to coming back to the data region, the data region contains the value of each pixel value in a line. Means in the header we have all this value, in the data we have the exact value of each pixel in the particular line. Lines that are flush extended to value which are divisible by 32 and padded with the 0 values. So when you talk about this, when the depth of value might be 1, 4, 8 and 24. This BMP format uses run length encoding algorithm to compress the images with a color depth of 4 and 8 bit pixel with respect to images. And finally, if the first byte value contains 0, so second is always greater than the 3. So means there is a conventional increasing sequence so that the quality of image is always enhanced in spite of having the suppressions. So these are the things. When we talk about the summarizing what we have discussed today, so we have discussed about the graphics, the images, the introduction, and also we have seen about the capturing real world images. We have discussed about the image formats, what are the image formats, why is it, and how are the image formats classified, the different image formats like the image capturing format, image storage format, the Postscripts, the graphics interchange format, so we call it as the GIF images, and next is the tiff, which is the tagged image file format. We have seen X11 bitmap, which is referred as XBM in association with X11 pixmap, which is referred as XPM, the portable bitmap plus, that is PBM plus, and finally bitmap itself, which is referred as BMP images. These are the things I had wished to share in this session. Thank you very much.